What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of Draft to Glory. Today we're going to be hitting another draft. Thank you guys for being here. If you could drop a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. We are still slamming over 5,000 likes per draft. I would like to keep that up if you would be so kind. In the last draft, we made crazy profit. We finally broke our duck and won the draft. You'll probably see on the screen about now. If I've got the image made up in time, you'll see it. If not, you'll just hear me talking about it. We've actually made 105,960 coins total profit, and we've made profit every single draft. All of them, no exceptions. And that is because exactly why I feel like draft is so good in FIFA now because of SBCs is the most menial cards that you pack eventually have value. In draft 1, episode 1, where we basically broke even, I've now actually made 1,300 coins because a couple of the players I stored in the club went up in value. We made 1,276 coins off of that draft. In draft 7, the last episode, we made 33,457 so far, and that could also go up if some of the players that I've still stored go up in value. But generally speaking, guys, we've made a lot of good profit. 105,000 coins, 106,000 coins, give or take, over 7 drafts is crazy. Especially given that we've only won 1 draft. But we're going to go into the draft today. The new patch has been released, so there's been some changes to gameplay, some updates here and there. Let's go with the 4-3-2-1. I do like it. Yeah, there has been some updates, you know, so I hope Cristiano Ronaldo it is. I hope that the gameplay changes don't screw me too much. But now that we've got a win under our belt, I'm much more relaxed about knowing what's to come. You know what I mean? Like, it took me ages. It took me 7 episodes to break that duck. Now I've done it. Hopefully we can go on and win multiple drafts in a row. I will take Kevin Gamero. He's got a Hawk Chem style. Ronaldo with the Hunter. And we'll go for the right forward next. Let's just get a Lionel Messi. No Lionel Messi there. No Frenchman there. No La Liga there. I'm going to take Jose Callejon. I really like him this year. He's nice and tall, 5'10". 3-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot is a bit bad. But his stats are very, very good. And he's got Hawk chemistry style, which obviously is quite nice. Our first centre mid. Can we get any icons here? So I guess we go Iniesta. Gives Callejon that link. Gives Ronaldo that link. And just puts us in generally a quite nice spot. I mean, I could take Jorginho. Gets that strong link to Callejon, who would then be on perfect chem. Iniesta would still need 1 link. Jorginho, medium, 5'11". Really nice passing and dribbling stats in-game. Good stamina. Decent stand tackle. Not bad pace. Shooting's not the best, but I tell you what, let's take him. Let's do something a little bit different. Let's take Jorginho there. I could easily have taken one of the Barcelona boys in the midfield there. Could also go Koke here, which would give the strong link that I need to Iniesta. And it would give Ronaldo the final link that he needs, which would be great. We could take Parolo, who would obviously get a strong link to Jorginho. They would both get links to Callejon, but then Jorginho wouldn't get full chem. No, it's got to be a Spaniard. It's just whether or not we go for Vieira, who's got a lot of pace, 4-star weak foot, of course. Really well-rounded passing and dribbling in-game, very good pace. Not the greatest shot power or finishing, 78 stamina as well. And then for Koke, 4-star, 3-star, high. Really nice passing, decent dribbling, great stamina, great shooting as well. I'm going to go with Koke. I feel like he'll just about be a better player. We'll swap those 2 players around, and that is where we're at so far. So everyone's on perfect chemistry except Gamero so far. Hopefully we can... how would we even change that? An icon? That would be good. I guess we take Dean here, right? Gets a link in there. Yeah, makes sense. We'll take Dean there. Boom, pop him in. Now, a French centre-back from La Liga would be ideal. And there it is. Laporte coming in with that nice strong link to the centre-back. Now, if we could also get a Rafa Varane, that would be perfect. We can't. Caldara's a good shout. He's not a bad defender. He's not a great defender. But because he gives that strong link into Jorginho, if we just get an Italian right-back, there you go. Florenzi is absolutely perfect. We get perfect chemistry down that right-hand side now, no matter what. It's just the 2 centre-backs. Well, actually, one of the centre-backs is fine, so it's just the 1 centre-back. And we could take ter Stegen and get Laporte full chem. Ter Stegen wouldn't be full chem. We could take Buffon, who would get full chem, but then Laporte wouldn't be on full chem. Let's take Buffon. I think that would be best for the whole set. So we're up at a 185 so far, guys. The only changes to be made are the left centre-back and the striker. Everybody else is absolutely perfect. And an icon would be ideal. Ruffier coming in there. We'll take Ruffier for the rating. We could actually play Ruffier and give Laporte the chem as well. Buffon beats him all ends up. 4 less reactions, 4 less kicking, but has much better stats in every single area. So we'll keep Buffon in there. Aurier, Alves, Laurent Koscielny, Hector Bellerin. Not really interested in these guys. Who would I take as a good sub, the better sub? Maybe Hector Bellerin to come in for Dean as a sub, or maybe for Caldara as a sub. Who's got a better chem style? Maybe Dani Alves with an anchor. His physical's weight. What is his physical? Strength 55. Isn't it crazy how important strength is in the overall physical category? Because his jumping, stamina, and aggression are actually really good. But his strength is so bad. You know what? I wouldn't mind Dani Alves. Let's take Dani Alves as our sub. Because he could actually play on the wing as well. Or in centre midfield. Which is quite nice. Next up, Juanfran. I don't really want Juanfran. Rudiger, Aurier again, Perrin. I'm going to take Juanfran for the rating. Maybe we can get a 187 today, who knows. Kingsley Coman, Andre Gomes, Hatem Ben Arfa, Montalivo I'm not interested in. Hatem Ben Arfa and Kingsley Coman are decent. Andre Gomes I could take just in case we get a Calcio A striker to put up front. Then I'm going to need Andre Gomes for the strong link into Ronaldo. And he gets a strong link into Iniesta. So just in case we want to go, like I say, for a different striker, we'll take Andre Gomes there, and he will be just fine. Next on the list, Pastore, not really interested in. I'll take Andre Schürrle, a nice super sub there, decent pace, very nice shooting. I use him a lot. There is the, there's the first icon. I kind of want to take him, just because he's an icon. Would I use him? Cristiano Ronaldo or Brian Laudrup? That Neymar card is so good. 5-star, 5-star, incredible stats. Laudrup 4-star, 4-star. 6 foot, 4. What's his passing? Oh, that's really good. See, I would prefer to bring him on as a centre mid. I'm going to take Laudrup, but I'm actually going to leave him on the bench. And he's going to come on as a super sub in that centre mid role. Next up, we will take... Let's take Raphael. And now we've got 5 spots left, guys. This draft is coming along nicely. Arda Turan there. Again, I'll take him. We've got a lot of Barcelona players, but I'll take Arda Turan. No, let's take Salah. Let's take another wide man. We've only got one... Well, actually, we don't have any pace merchants to bring on, so Salah is perfect. He'll go onto that wing spot or striker spot when we need him. Sané, Valencia. Valencia is a good card to bring on, again, as a sub. He's only got that 1-star weak foot, but his stats, his in-games are very nice. Sané's got a ridiculous card as well for pace, for dribbling, for stamina. Wilson, not really interested in. Kimmich, not interested in. Ben Arfa's not bad, obviously, because of that 4-star, 5-star. He's actually got well-rounded in-games as well. Who are we going to go with here? Let's go with Valencia. Let's take him. We'll take a midfield/defensive option instead of an attacking option. We'll take one to watch Sigurdsson. I actually like Sigurdsson in this game. We've got a nice spread of different cards here, which is pretty decent. I don't care for Biabiany. I don't care for Narsing. Let's take El Shaarawy as another pace merchant. And then our final pick, guys, is going to be useless. So, cheers for that, EA. We'll take Bernat. I don't think we're going to get a 1.8. We might get a 1.86, actually. This might be back-to-back 1.86s for us. So long as this changes the rating here. Doesn't. It's just a 1.85. I am more than happy with the team that we've got. I'm going to take Ruffier off for Andre Schürrle. And I'm going to take Juanfran off for Gylfi Sigurdsson. And this is going to be the setup that I'm going to use. So I've got a really nice bench. Salah, Valencia, Laudrup, probably the most usable subs that I've got. Both offensively and defensively. I like the team a lot, except for Caldara. Low medium work rate, so might benefit him. He doesn't have the greatest in-games, but he does have an anchor chem style, so that's going to be beneficial. The midfield is good. I like the midfield. Nice 6-2 Gomes there. Can we not switch between players? No, we have to look individual. Obviously 5-7 of Iniesta, but sensational passing and dribbling. And then Jorginho, nice and tall at 5'11 as well. Great attack. I would expect to do some damage with this team, guys. What do we need for a manager? Spanish La Liga would be ideal. La Liga would be ideal first. There you go, Spanish Liga Santander. Bomb. That gets 8 chem on the centre-back and the striker, and 10 chem on the 2 wingers. We go up to 185, and let's see what we can do with this team, guys. This is not a bad team at all. There's some good chem stars, specifically on the attackers. Hopefully, guys, we can get ourselves another victory today. That is the team. Let's get into the gameplay. Okay, guys, into the gameplay we go, and man, have we got some goal fests for you. Once again, guys, it is goals galore. The patch has supposedly updated some things. Keepers, reactions, shots. I think EA made an attempt to tone down the high-scoring games. But the problem isn't necessarily the goalkeepers or the reactions, etc., etc. The problem, in my opinion, is the responsiveness of the defenders and the auto-switching. Because if you can't switch to a defender in time, then you can't defend. And when there are that many, attacks being put on each goal, there is just bound to be goals. I saw a few things on Twitter, people saying that scoring from inside the box is near impossible, but scoring from outside the box is just too easy. And we see a lot of that here today. We see some long shots that go in. But for me personally, I mean, that was a jammy goal for me right there to get back in. And that was going wide, 1,000,000%, by the way. But that went down as a Gamero goal, not even an own goal. So I was very surprised with that. But yeah, for me personally, I've noticed no change in how the shooting or goalkeeping mechanics work. The thing, obviously, that is a big discussion topic for a lot of people is having the arrow above the heads of the opponents that you can see now, so you can see which player they're controlling. Now, you could always actually see which player they were controlling by the bottom left or bottom right. You see where it says Herrera for him there. He was controlling Herrera at the time. Scored a nice goal with him too, to be fair. So all you had to do was just glance down to see which player they had, and it could have made a bit of a difference. Now, of course, you can see that arrow above their head, and it changes the dynamics of gameplay. I'm unsure yet, personally, as to whether I think it's going to be a positive or a negative influence. It could be both. It could be both positive and negative. One thing that I did enjoy, one thing that I exploited whilst seeing that is when you know your opponent is controlling a player, it gives you the ability to change how you play. And I mean that in the sense of, if I know my player is controlling the defender that I'm facing up against, I know that skill moves are going to be effective because the human reactions aren't quick enough, generally speaking, and the way the defense works, it's not good enough to stop the skill move. So if you're coming towards me and you're controlling that defender, I know that I'm going to hit a skill move because the chances are you're going to lunge in, try a tackle, and I'm either going to draw a foul or eventually get a skill move to go by you and open up some space. Whether that be a McGeady spin, a ball roll roulette, or potentially even just accelerate away from you. Like I see you running into me, I can just change directions and accelerate away, and I know for a fact that you can't keep up with that because I can see that you're controlling it. So that's a positive in an offensive sense, but also, if you're not controlling the player that's facing up against me, I now know that the AI is controlling up against me, which means I know that they're not going to lunge into a tackle, they're not going to bite on a skill move, and that means that I can now play a safer game. I can hold possession more. There was actually a game, one of the games that I played in this draft, you won't really see the footage, it was one where, I think it was this one actually, when I was 4-1 up, I was just like, because I was 4-1 up, I was trying to experiment a little bit with how the arrows worked and what was going on and stuff. And I was passing around my defence and I could see that my opponent was controlling a midfielder, not the two attackers that were standing there in front of me. So I knew I could just stand still with the ball or just pass it between my two centre-backs and get no pressure at all. So in that sense, it might be bad because for people trying to hold the ball in the back third, later in the game, they can really see who you've got. This is where I use the skill moves. You see what I did there with Ronaldo? I saw that he was controlling the defender, so I hit him with a couple of skill moves and boom, I accelerated through the gap and it was just too late for him. If that was an AI player right there that he was controlling, I absolutely would not have done those skill moves because it wouldn't have worked. I would have just done a McGeady spin into the AI defender and given him possession back, and that's of course not what I wanted to do. So it really changes the way you play the game offensively. Because as I say, like if I see that you're controlling the AI, if you're controlling someone that's not in front of me, if I can see that you're personally not pressing the ball, it allows me to just have a lot more comfort. You know, even if I'm on the edge of your box, if you're controlling one of your centre backs and it's your central defensive midfielder that's pressing me, I know I can just face up, take my time, wait for runners. You know, maybe just stand still and have a long shot, or potentially turn back around and pass it out with no threat. But then if you switch to that player, it then gives them the opportunity to create chances through skill moves and intricate passing play. So offensively, it's a strong tool to have. It's a strong weapon to know which player your opponent is controlling. Defensively, as obvious as it may sound, is a very, very difficult thing. Because if you are able to understand how each instance works, if you're able to change your gameplay immediately so that, okay, he's controlling that defender, I'm going to play skill moves. He's not controlling that defender, I'm going to face up, take my time and slow my game down. If you're able to do that, defending is going to become even more difficult than ever before. I already felt like defending was more difficult this year. Of course, I like the fact that they've opened the skill gap. I like the fact that the defense is more difficult. And you see again there, another skill move around the guy that he was controlling. Made it very easy to beat him, get into some space, and eventually I got the goal in the 90th minute after throwing away a 4-1 lead. But yeah, guys, defense is just so much more difficult anyway this year, as I said earlier on in the video, you know, because player switching is not responsive enough and not it's just not acute enough. Like when I try and switch a player, quite often it doesn't switch to the player that is most logical. And even if I'm using the right analog stick to switch player, which is manual switching, sometimes it will physically ignore. Like you will put it into like the top right corner of the screen to switch to say your right centre back instead of being your left centre back, and the AI will make you control your left centre mid. And you're like, hold on, I'm going a different direction here, and that's causing issues for me personally, and I'm sure for some of you guys. And then, like I say, I think the lack of response time from defenders is quite frustrating, and that's in a sense of, you know, last year the AI was too overpowered. If the ball was within a certain radius of them, they would go pressure it, they would tackle, they would auto tackle, they would auto lunge, and they would suffer minimal consequences for doing so. This year, it seems like they've gone to a scenario where they're now not doing anything. So the ball could literally be a couple of inches away from their foot. And if you're not either pressing right bumper to make that defender do something, or if you're not controlling that defender and walking into the pass yourself, the defender will genuinely stand there and just watch the ball. And you think to yourself, well, come on, like even a bronze defender should realise the fact that the ball's within an inch of them and take control of that. So I think EA have gone just really from one end to another on the difficulties, and then by adding the player cursor above your opponent's head, they've made it even more difficult for people to defend, as long as the people that are attacking understand the differences between facing up against the human controlled defender or the AI controlled defender. And I think it's going to result in what you see here today, what I'm showing, and that's even more goals scored. So even if they've adjusted, you know, low drivens, finesse shots, goalkeeper reactions, there's the defending is so bad. You know, it's so bad to a point where it doesn't even require skill. It's not a skill gap. Like I think last year there was a lack of a skill gap because the defense was too overpowered. I think this year there's a lack of the skill gap because there's just no power. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's just too bad, to the point where it doesn't matter how good you are, your defense is going to screw you because you can only control one player at a time. And I think that's going to create an insane amount of high goal scoring games during FUT Champs. I think you're going to regularly see 10, 12, 14 goals a game because it's going to be near impossible for people to defend. Into the final of the draft we go, though, guys. A comfortable semi-final victory, 5-0 rage quit. I was very happy with that. I nearly choked round 2. You know, I went 4-1 up. Then I went 5-3 up, and the guy pulled it back to 5-5. I scored the 90th minute winner. I was very fortunate to do so. Into the final, my opponent here, he was good. You know, straight off the bat, he was come out, you know, guns blazing, fists up, swinging for the fences. His attack was great. He bought off the left centre mid. I can't remember who it was, the Palace guy. He put James Rodriguez down in there and brought on Lionel Messi in at cam. And just the pace of his attack was so hard to deal with. and he played a really good game. You know, he was very good on the ball. He was very, very quick offensively, and the 4-3-1-2 seems to be, in my opinion, one of the most overpowered formations this year. I won the draft with the 4-3-1-2 yesterday. I lost in the draft final a couple of days before against the 4-3-1-2, and here we are again up against the 4-3-1-2, and it's just a really good formation. But even though I went 2-0 and 3-1 down, I was still in the game. I pulled it back to 3-2 in the 54th minute. And at 3-2, I thought, yeah, I've got a chance to get back in here. But a few minutes later, a corner here comes in. Mario Götze with a little bit of a crab walking there. Passes the ball into Lionel Messi. He gets a little bit lucky to get the ball back, let's be honest. You know, I put in a good tackle. Fortune favoured him there to make it 4-2. But Fortune also favoured me at some stages here. You see here, I intercept the ball and it falls straight to my player. I eventually get the ball back to Ronaldo, back into Callum. Beautiful 1-2 through the defence, and Ronaldo makes it 4-3. I then I was try-harding here, guys. I was, you know, focused as you can be. Callum picks up the ball in the midfield, goes through all the way to Andre Gomes. Ronaldo with a lovely little, just like ball run. I don't know what it's called. Evades the tackle. And again, I'm seeing him control the defenders. So when I see people control the defenders, the skill moves come out. Got a couple of cutbacks in there. I pulled it back to 4-4. So 64 minutes in and it's 4-4. A few minutes later, we break down the right-hand side with Callum. I've got into some space. We square it to Iniesta, and the goalkeeper saves it. I could have made a brilliant turnaround. And from the counter-attack, unfortunately, he scores a banger with Lionel Messi, and it was no less than he deserved. Had I have taken the lead there at 5-4, I may still have gone on to lose the game. I may have gone on to win the game, but I didn't deserve to be winning the game. He then plays an incredible through ball to Aubameyang, who taps that one into the back of the net to make it 6-4. And, you know, you can probably tell at this stage it's game over. He then breaks through with Werner the burner. And look at me, I'm trying to control the defender. I'm terrible when people sprint at me. He gets lucky to get a rebound there again, but the game was already pretty much dead and buried at this stage. I do manage to get a consolation goal. I got a red card, a second yellow for Laporte. It wasn't even a bad tackle. I wasn't trying to get sent off or anything. We go through with Gamero, finesse that around the goalkeeper and make it 7-5. So a 12-goal thriller in the final that I lost, dudes, but I have no problems with losing that game. I deserve to lose. His attack was immense. I feel like the 4-3-1-2 formation is a very, very strong formation this year. And you can see by the match stats there, he dominated. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the gameplay. Let's get into the packs. So, guys, we end up losing in the final today. I have no complaints about that loss. That guy was very good. He was able to counter-attack me with precision. Having Messi, Aubameyang, and I think Werner the burner up front, it was just too much for me. I'm not going to lie. He deserved the win. And I almost nicked it as well. I went, I think, 2-0 down, 3-1 down, 4-2 down. I pulled it back to 4-4. And then I had a golden opportunity. I felt like he lost his cool a little bit because he was panicking that he went from all those good leads to tying at 4-4. He was panicking a lot. I got in behind. I squared it to Iniesta. A tap-in was there, and the goalkeeper makes an incredible save. And if that goal went in and I go 5-4 up, maybe I get an undeserved win there, because even if I won, I wouldn't have deserved to win the final. As luck would have it, or as bad luck would have it, he countered me off me missing that chance, scored the goal with Messi, and I had to go attacking to get back into the game, so it just left me even more exposed. But that was a fun game. You know, too many goals, I'd say. The patches here, apparently EA have toned some shooting attributes and toned some goalkeeping reactions and stuff, but when you look at the scores here, we've still got 4-2, 6-5, 5-0 and 5-7. I've managed to concede 14 goals in 4 games, but I've also managed to score 20 goals in 4 games. So an average of like, what is that? An average of 5 goals per game scored, and an average of about, what, 3 or so goals, 3.5 goals conceded per game. Is crazy. Of course, 7 of the 14 conceded were in one game. The game that I won 6-5 as well, I went 4-1 up against that dude, and he pulled it back to 5-5, which was nuts. Anyway, I enjoyed the team. I thoroughly enjoyed the draft this time. Like I say, I know we get a gold players pack and a premium gold players pack. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It could be a little bit worse. You know, like last time I lost in the final, I got 2 premium gold players packs, which I think is pretty good. The gold players pack traditionally isn't that great because it's only 1 rare, and there's a chance it's silver, which obviously sucks. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better at that. But, you know, I deserve the loss in the final. I can't complain about that. I'm happy to have made it to another final. As long as I can consistently keep making it to that 4th round every time, the wins will keep coming. Today, I just fell short as a player, which is a bit too bad. But let's open our first pack, guys, and we get... Oh, it's a board! Let's go! Come on! Who is it? Petr Cech! Let's go. That is a huge pull. I don't know how much he's worth specifically, but it's going to be at least 15 or 20,000 coins. Here's a walkout. That's insane. That's insane. That's in the gold players pack. That's the bad pack. And we get walkout Petr Cech. Let's go. I'm so happy with that. I don't know how much he goes for. He sells for... Tell me it's 30,000 coins. 25k, 28k. It looks like it's about 32,000, guys. I'm going to sell him as well because he's only ever going to come down in price. That's amazing. 32,500 coins for Petr Cech. And then we get a lot of other good cards here. Herrera, Jakob, Sand, Deme, Luizinho, Jota, Tufan, Van der Wiel, Mac, Trashoras, and Stefanik. So I'm going to send all those dudes to the club. And we'll open the last pack. I am so happy with that. It doesn't matter what we get in this pack now. We have made bank yet again. Doesn't even matter if we get nothing out of this. Another board. Let's go. EA gods are with me today, guys. Who's it going to be? Nemanja Matic. No way. That's so good. What a set of players to pull, guys. 83 rated Nemanja Matic in the next pack. That is so good. And Iheanacho. Shame it couldn't be... Musa there. It would have been a nice 10k. 2 silvers, 1 rare. It sucks a little bit, but guys, that is immense. I don't know how much Matic goes for. 14k. I'm so tempted to just sell him and buy him after weekend league. He's a good card. He's a good card, but I've got my team already for Premier League. I'm going to sell him. We're going to get 14k off of him. I'll list him up like 15k start bin. 13k start price. That's amazing. Iheanacho, this guy might be worth a bit. An Italian from the Bundesliga as a right mid. Oh my god. 2.1k. I haven't seen anything. There's 4k, so we might get like 3k for this guy. That's insane. Let's list him up for 3k and 2.5, yeah, 2.4 start. That's amazing. A Brazilian from the Mexican League might be worth something. As a flat CM as well. Oh my god. Guys, tell me draft isn't worth it. I'm going to have to go and check as well some of the other players that I just got to see that there's not loads of them like this as well. A gold Bundesliga midfield from Bundesliga 2. He might be worth a bit. No, not even 1,000 coins. That was an amazing draft. This guy's maybe worth 700. I'm going to send these guys to the club. We're going to send Raphael up to the trade pile. Guys, that was huge. And something sold. Look at that. Well, you can't see, but we're up to a huge amount of coins. Something here sold. 2 things sold. Petr Cech gone for 32,500. Nemanja Matic gone for 15,000. We get this dude. He's going to be selling for 3,000. What happened to the other guy that I just listed? Didn't I list another guy for like 2,000 coins right there? Wait, did he sell as well already? Oh, he did. He went immediately for 1,800s. Wow. What a draft, guys. We didn't win the final. We didn't deserve to win the final. But my God, we got some exceptional pack luck. This is going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.